Found this Missouri ad postcard to Mighty Dinosaur Brontosaurus exhibit, St. Louis, Missouri. It's a postcard ad. It looks like $66. It was in an auction, 8 bids. Welcome back to SM Postcards. Today I got the normal what sold. I sold 18 cards on eBay. Just the last video I sold what, 7 or 8? 7? So it's up and down. Don't feel bad if you have a bad week or bad day. It'll get better. Then for the special topic, Chris from Boulder Grove Pickers is going to like this because he studies dinosaurs. And he's a doctor in that area. Dinosaur postcards. There's a lot of different variations. I've sold many different types, and I picked out some of the ones I know of that I look for when I see them. But we're going to go over the history. And also there's a dinosaur park in Michigan that closed down, and I got a little history on that because there's some postcards that do pretty well from that place. Instead of a poll today, my show and tell folder was getting full, so I got 6 different things from people that sent to me about show and tell. And I got different things, a lighthouse, there was a fire, somebody told me about a postcard of a building that just burned down from arson and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of babies. So we're going to go through those 6 things and see what people sent me just to show and tell. And then the viewer comments, I got 6 comments. A lot of them were about the auction I went to a while back and some of the other things. But that's always a good segment to stick around for at the end. Well, let's go ahead and knock out these what sold postcards real quick, just to show you the variety that these people are buying. The first one is the Little Red Schoolhouse, and I think it's located in Sterling, Massachusetts. I've sold this card before. This is not a bad, it's nice and shiny, chrome card, not a lot of scratches. Just $4.75. Nothing really special about that one. The next one, this person bought 2 of the ship postcards. They're the same ship but different views and different postcards. This is the USS Hancock. Right there, that one. And then he bought a print up and down like that, and they're aircraft carrier. And this print is just matted, so he bought these 2 cards. Total of $9.50 for the 2 cards, the boats, ships. Next one I sold, Carnegie, Mr. Carnegie, right there. He's the one that did the libraries and that, I don't know if he was an oil, steel, I forgot what he was in on there. It's a divided back card, Mr. Carnegie, $4.75. Then I sold the Library and Walsh Memorial, University of Swanee, Tennessee. Divided back card. It's like a not a linen type thing, but that color there is part of the card. That's the color of the paper. It's not aged. And that sold for $4.75. Now this one was listed in May of 2019. That's how far back some of my cards go, even farther. And I don't do all that enemy list and all that stuff. I just let it sell. I list and I forget it and just let it go. And I still sell out of my earlier boxes and stuff of this day. And this is Rocky Mountain Canary looking for a tenderfoot. It's a donkey, mule. It's a white border card. Posted. Donkey. The donkey's been in there since May 2019, and it finally sold. Natural Bridge Gift Shop, Alabama, chrome card, $4.75, unposted. Old English Garden, College of Women, Columbia, South Carolina. This is an undivided back card because there's no line in the back, and it was 1907 or before. And this is the Old English Garden, College of Women, Columbia, South Carolina. $4.75. Next one is the bigger order. This person ordered 7 cards. The first one is the Island Queen Landing Picture, Seekers of Coney Island, 10 miles from Cincinnati, Ohio. That's the real heavy cardstock. I thought there was 2 cards there. This was posted in 1911. Naturatorium, Boise, Idaho. Divided back, posted. Naturatorium, there's the name. This is a heavier embossed cards. This is the Custom House and Post Office. I think it's in Ohio. It's an undivided back card. And you can see the embossing there. Real hard to see the letters at the top up here. And it's an undivided back posted. Sold a postal card. This one was from Ohio. Just one of those postal cards. And then this one is a private mailing card. It says private mailing card, Cincinnati Multiview. There's the writing tab right up in here, and then undivided back. So he picked that one out. The Centenary Collegiate Institute, Hackettstown, New Jersey. Undivided back card was part of it. And then the residents of Winthrop Rutherford, Almuchee, near Hackettstown, New Jersey. So Hackettstown, he was hunting those out, and that's the one right there with the undivided back. So it was a total of 7 cards for $44.75. So he was shopping in the store all this time. So I got $45 out of 7 cards. Not too bad, I'll take that. Next one is I sold a photo. Now this photo is of the Antietam. It's an aircraft carrier, and it sold for $12.60. And it's on the paper. It doesn't have the postcard back, so it's a photo. And this is one of the many photos I have of ships that sell. They usually sell $8.55. That one I went up a little bit on. So $12.60 for that. Sold a fish. Jellyfish. This is from Napoli. It's a jellyfish. A lot of people wouldn't have listed that card. $4.75. And then I bought a bunch of these. I think it's from Popeye's auction that I bought these from on Whatnot. I think he's still doing them. But he had a bunch of these, and they're tucks. They're called Men of Letters is the series. And they're kind of like an oil lead. Yeah, they're an oil lead. An oil lead means they commission different paintings to look like it was brushed. They wanted to make the postcards like the painting. So they coined the term oil lead, is what that is. And this is the Men of Letters, and this is Burns, Robert Burns. And there's a number on this series, 2699. Now a lot of the numbers sometimes don't mean anything in Tux because they reused them. There's no rhyme or reason I read, but sometimes they do, and on the Men of Letters it seemed to work out well. I got a lot of these. I don't sell a lot of them, but I sold this for $5.89. They do sit, but I bought them for a good price from John Popeye and put them up and just let them ride. Nice variety in the store. So I sold 18 cards for $105.44. Take $105.44, divide that by 18, comes up with an average sale price of $5.86. I beat my 14 for today by 4. At $105, so I was over my 70 for today. And my ASP is still going up. So it's still moving up. So it wasn't a bad day, even though I had some slow days in the last week since the last video. It comes back. By the end of the month, I always make up the difference. That's what's sold. Now let's get into dinosaurs. I have a lot of stuff about dinosaurs here. Not a lot of facts, but some paragraphs of things that I squished down of all the stuff I found. And I have some other add-ins here about some different dinosaur things that I've sold or I know of. Not an expert in dinosaurs like Chris Bolded Girl, but when I see dinosaurs, kids love dinosaurs. People love dinosaurs. So I'm going to go ahead and read a little history, a little foundation about dinosaurs for you. And during that time, I'm going to show some postcards of dinosaur postcards that I found on a little slideshow. Here we go. Dinosaurs roamed our planet millions of years ago, long before humans ever existed. They were incredible creatures that came in all shapes and sizes. The word dinosaur means terrible lizard. But they weren't actual lizards. They were a separate group of reptiles. Dinosaurs first appeared about 230 million years ago during the Mesozoic era. And Chris, I'll put some of these names down here because I'm going to destroy these scientific names. So this one's Mesozoic era. I'll put that down there, which is often called the Age of Dinosaurs. During this time, dinosaurs ruled the earth for a very long time. They lived through 3 main periods. The Triassic, there's a word for you. Jurassic, we know what that is from Jurassic Park movies. And the Cretaceous. I think I got it right. I'm not for sure. Let me know, Chris. And that's the name of that one. So there's 3 periods: Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods. Each period had its own unique dinosaurs, like the giant long-necked Brachiosaurus. I'll put that name down there too. And the mighty T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex. I know that one. Dinosaurs evolved into many different forms, from herbivores that ate plants to carnivores that hunted other dinosaurs. Sadly, around 65 million years ago, a catastrophic event, possibly a massive asteroid impact, wiped out most of the dinosaurs, leading to their extinction. But their fossilized remains continue to teach us about the incredible creatures in the Earth's history. Scientists and paleontologists, which I think Chris is, are still discovering new things about dinosaurs today, and their legacy continues to capture the imagination of people of all ages. Using dinosaurs in advertising is a captivating and innovative way to capture the attention of audience. The prehistoric creatures, with their awe-inspiring size and mystique, serve as powerful symbols that instantly invoke curiosity and nostalgia. Whether it's a dinosaur-themed amusement park, enticing invention seekers, or a cutting-edge technology company playfully drawing parallels between their groundbreaking products and the ancient giants. Incorporating dinosaurs into marketing campaigns added an element of wonder and excitement. These long-extinct creatures not only sparked interest, but also created memorable, shareable content that can leave a lasting impression on consumers, making them a dynamic and visually compelling tool for advertisers to breathe life into their brands. And I have a couple examples of that coming up. Postcards featuring dinosaurs transport recipients on a thrilling journey through time and imagination. These captivating cards showcase prehistoric giants in vibrant detail, offering a glimpse into Earth's ancient past. Whether it's a fearsome Tyrannosaurus Rex roaming a landscape, or a gentle Brontosaurus grazing through lush ferns, these postcards provide a window to a world long gone. They serve as educational tools, sparking curiosity about paleontology and Earth's history, while also offering a whimsical, nostalgic charm that appeals to both children and adults. It appeals to me, and I think I'm an adult. You have to ask my wife, she thinks different. Whether sent as greetings, collected as souvenirs, or displayed as miniature artworks, dinosaur-themed postcards capture the wonder and fascination of these magnificent creatures that once ruled our planet. Now, we talked about the advertising of the dinosaur, and that gave you a good foundation of some of the periods and some of the names out there, and I totally destroyed them probably. But when I see dinosaurs, I think of the advertising, different things like Sinclair. And I have some examples of the Sinclair Oil Company that used the dinosaurs. The Sinclair Oil is an American petroleum company with a rich history dating back to its founding in 1916. Recognizable by its iconic green dinosaur mascot, Dino, D-I-N-O. Sinclair has established itself as a prominent player in the oil and gas industry. Over the years, the company has expanded its operations, including oil exploration, refining, and distribution. Now, here is some examples of things that I found that sold. The first one is the 1960 Sinclair Oil Dinoland dinosaurs, lot of 7. I have had these before, pieces of them, different ones that I've sold at the flea market and online. They came in lots, and people didn't know what they were. They're kind of like the Marx figures, the Indians and stuff like that. People think they're just army men, but there's more value to those. And these 7 sold, 14 bids sold for $100. You want to check out these Sinclair dinosaurs if you're in the thrift stores and stuff. People miss these all the time. I probably sold them a dozen times over the years. Mostly at the flea market. I would bag them up. I never got $100 for them. That's a very good price for those 7. Then there's postcards from Sinclair. Like here's a 1933 Chicago World's Fair postcard, Sinclair Dinosaur Exhibit, gas oil, $4. Probably could have got a little bit more for that. They had it at $5, and they had it on sale. So this is usually a $6 to $8 card minimum for me on the Sinclair. People collect Sinclair. Might have to wait it out, but these are the ones I'll wait on. Then over here, I found 2 on WorthPoint. WorthPoint is another place that I go find things. A lot of people don't use it because they say it's over in therapy. I just like having the options, and I pay for it by the month. So if I want to stop it, I can. But I have a link in the description, and I think I do get a cut on that affiliate link. Not much, but if you sign up, you can do a trial and then go through. But WorthPoint has always paid for itself for me. It's actually helped me bring my ASP up this year, and it is paying for it. It's above and beyond what I pay for it every month. I just really like the options. But here's one, the same postcard like I was talking about, sold from the Century of Progress, the 1933 Chicago World's Fair, for $7.50, and the other person got $4. So I kind of know that these cards are $6 to $8 minimum, and that kind of reinforces that. And then you got another Chicago World's Fair, Illinois Sinclair Dinosaur from the same time, and that went for $7.50. So anything from 1933 World's Fair, I would not start anything lower than $7 on those. And these sold in 2020 and 2022, and 2023 was $4. They don't drop that fast. Then here's another one, 1930 Chicago World's Fair photo postcard Sinclair oil exhibit, $6. That was an auction, 4 bids. It's still above the 4. And then the postcard of another one from the World's Fair, Sinclair Dinosaur Land, $9.95. You want to look for those Sinclair dinosaur postcards, but don't underprice them. Wait them out. And then also look for those toys, those little dinosaurs. Get to know those. Go into eBay and see, find the sold ones. Look at them. And if you find them, you can get, a lot of times I pick a whole pack of dinosaurs up, and there might be 3 in one pack, and I got the whole pack for $1 and stuff. It's just what, sometimes that's how you can pick up things. Now they're not hard to find, but they're out there. People just don't know what they have. You just got to find them in the antique booths and stuff like that. So that's Sinclair. That's advertising for an oil company, is the dinosaur. The green dinosaur was their mascot, Dino. And now since I'm doing this part with the advertisement on this one, Wall Drug, I'll probably sell a Wall Drug card. Every time I talk about Wall Drug or I do something, it seems like I sell one. Someone's watching me up there. But Wall Drug, located in Wall, South Dakota, has a rich and storied history that dates back to 1931. What began as a small pharmacy struggling to attract customers during the Great Depression transformed into a legendary American roadside attraction. The turning point came when the owners, Ted and Dorothy Husted, offered free ice water to passing travelers, drawing them in from the scorching South Dakota heat. This simple gesture evolved into a marketing strategy that turned Wall Drug into a bustling oasis in the heart of the Badlands. Over the years, it's expanded to include shops, restaurants, and various attractions, becoming the must-visit destination for tourists traveling along the iconic Route 66 and beyond. They have dinosaurs out there. Always pick up Wall Drug things. They're not the highest selling ones, but they will sell. People pick these up. I don't care what, really, as long as the price is right, it goes in my stack. A Wall Drug dinosaur is going to sell sometime or another. But here's one, sold for $4.95. Postcard Wall Drug's dinosaur in Wall, South Dakota. Got everything you need in there. The picture of the dinosaur sells the card. $4.95. Next one is another one from WorthPoint, because you can tell they're straight up and down, and it's not an eBay listing. Postcard Wall Drug's dinosaur postcard, $9.99. That sold in 2023, and the other one sold in 2023. So this is another card I would not start out low. I would wait on. They will sell. Not a guarantee, but I always sell these. I'll probably sell one here after I do this video. It's just amazing. Then here's 2 more from WorthPoint of the Wall Drug dinosaur, $6.65. Then another one with basically another view of the dinosaur, $6. And those were in 2023 and 2022. So these are a little above average cards. Then the photo postcards of cars and Wall Drug. I've sold this picture here before, $9.49. So your averages can go wherever. That sold in 2022. So the prices are staying up there. I wouldn't sell any Wall Drug cards at $4.95. I would bring them up, let them sit. I wouldn't put best offer. They're going to sell. Not guaranteed, but they will. Just wait. These are cards that I wait out. The other ones will sell. I got them at a little lower price, but I always know I'm going to get some of these. I might have some Wall Drugs that have been sitting for a while, but I'm not worried about it. These are the ones that I will go long tail on. So Wall Drugs is another one you want to go out and look at all the different cards. I think they got Triceratop ones. They got different pictures of Wall Drugs. And so, but it will sell. Or let's say I've had good results from Wall Drug and Sinclair. They've done very well. Now, what is the sell-through rate? We looked at the advertising. We did a little bit of history, and how dinosaurs are used on postcards and advertising. But what is the sell-through rate for postcard dinosaur? I keep this little chart up here. The red, everybody knows. The high and average is what I do. The 4 to 10% is what I look for all the time. And then the very high, which will sell, a better chance of selling before the other ones, is how it works. Postcard dinosaur, 298 sold, 2,300 listed. So they don't have the word dinosaur on a lot of postcards, or they're missing some. I think it's a little low with the mini dinosaurs out there, but I'd have to go out and check. But that comes up, times it by 100, comes up to 13%, just in the low range of the very high. So I would say it's a high average to very high. It's dinosaur cards are ones I pick up. Even museum ones I pick up. Might not get the top price for them, but they are something neat to have in there. I bumped it up against some other dinosaur names and stuff that I just kind of threw out there. I wanted to see how it stacked up. So postcard dinosaur is 13%. Postcard T-Rex, 13%. Same thing. Postcard prehistoric, 10%. Still up there. Still up at the higher average. And then caveman. I put postcard caveman. I just want to see what it would do with the word caveman. 9%. So all of these are in the higher average range, I would say. If I had to put them in a category, I would put them in the high. These are cards that I would, above my average, that I would put up. And I would price some of them up, but a lot of them will probably go a little about the average price, except for Wall Drug and Sinclair. I know which ones to do that with. So they are better sellers than some of the average cards that you'll pick up. That's what sell-through rate does. It's not price, and it's not scientific, and it doesn't guarantee you a sale. It just gives you a better educated guess on what sells better than others right now on eBay, as I did this snapshot. Now I went out there and I tried to find some higher priced dinosaur cards, the high-end ones. What is the top watermark? How high do these go? And I found this. Missouri ad postcard, the Mighty Dinosaur Brontosaurus exhibit, St. Louis, Missouri. It's a postcard ad, it looks like. $66. It was in an auction, 8 bids. That's not bad for that card. So far that watermarks went up to $66. Then what caught my eye, I do have another little segment here about this place. Vintage lot of 12 prehistoric forest, which is in Irish Hills. It's a place in Michigan. Was a small amusement park with a dinosaur theme. It was built to take advantage of the blossoming tourist trade along U.S. Route 12, but as the interstates were built, the area saw less traffic. Prehistoric forest was closed in 1998. I have more information in a minute or so on this and some other postcards, but look at that. A lot of 12 sold for $120, and these are chrome cards. Then I found a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Stegosaurus, armored, $104. So it kind of blows that 66 out of the water. The second one with the Stegosaurus looks like a museum card. The other one was the prehistoric forest. So I wouldn't shy away from dinosaurs. There can be some good ones. Then when you get into the average high, so that's, I'd say you're talking $60 to $100 for some of these at the top watermark. They're going to sit if you put it up that much, mostly, unless it's a very hard to find card. But your average that you see out there, take those out of there, take the low ones out. What's in the middle is where I like to work. And I'll find the top ones and I find the low ones too, but you will find those. You'll become more aware. Here's one. I've seen this thing. This is from the prehistoric forest. It's a closed theme park, they said. $13.50. It's one of those dinosaurs with the sail on the back. $13.50 for those Prehistoric Forest ones. So that's a name that want to stick, is Prehistoric Forest, Michigan. Grab them. Then here's a dinosaur. I've seen cards like this where they have the guy standing by it. Postcard, American Museum of Natural History, New York, $15. So museum cards too. And then this one is Roberto Triceratops Dinosaur, Montana Village postcard, $12. Dinos sell. Dinosaurs sell. So all of these right here, I'd say anywhere from $12 to $15. And that's above average of what I start things with. That's why I like dinosaur cards. If someone came in and had a lot of 3,000 dinosaur cards, I wouldn't blink an eye to pay a little bit above average that I do for average cards for dinosaur cards. It would be really nice if someone came up and had one of those. I've bought some little lots of them, but I've never had a big lot of those. But let's talk about this place in Michigan, this Prehistoric Forest amusement park that closed down. I found some stuff on there, and I found some postcards. I'll go ahead and play while I read you the information I found about it. I would love to drive up there and just walk through, because some of the dinosaurs or attractions are still laying in the grass or standing up there. And it's a day trip for me. It would be a long day trip. But I would love to go up there and just walk around, but I'm not for sure if you can get in. I've seen some videos where people slid in and stuff, but it would be great to go up there and do that and just take photos and see this place. But here we go. The Prehistoric Forest Amusement Park, located in Onstead, Michigan, has a fascinating history that transports visitors back in time to the era long before human civilization. Established in the 1960s, this unique theme park was the brainchild of James Q. Sidwell, a visionary entrepreneur with a passion for paleontology. He liked dinosaurs. Inspired by the growing fascination with dinosaurs and prehistoric life during that era, Sidwell decided to create a one-of-a-kind attraction that would captivate the imaginations of visitors young and old. The park featured the life-size replica of dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures nestled within a lush wooded setting reminiscent of the world they once inhabited. Over the years, it became a beloved destination for families, school field trips, dinosaur enthusiasts alike. Visitors could stroll along winding paths, marvel at the towering T-Rex, or watch an animatronic dinosaurs come to life, roaring and moving with startling realism. While the Prehistoric Forest Amusement Park thrived for several decades, changing times and evolving visitor preferences eventually led to its closure in the early 2000s. Despite its closure, the park left a lasting legacy, reminding us of our fascination with the Earth's ancient past and tireless efforts of the individuals like James Sidwell, who dedicated themselves to bringing the wonders of prehistoric to life in generations to come. Today, the memories of this unique amusement park continue to live on, inspiring a sense of wonder and curiosity about the incredible creatures that once roamed the earth. The construction of the interstate in Michigan played a significant role in the closure of the Prehistoric Forest Amusement Park in Onstead. The construction of the interstate highway brought about changes in traffic patterns, which had a direct impact on the park's accessibility and visitor numbers. That's one of the reasons it closed. Interstate is a major highway in Michigan, and its construction lightly altered the routes travelers took through the region. As a result, the Prehistoric Amusement Park may have seen a decline in the number of passing tourists and visitors, which could have contributed to financial difficulties. When you don't have the people, you're not going to have money to keep the park up. Decreased attendance and revenue and often key factors in closure of amusement parks and other attractions. So I showed a map as the screen went through where this is located, but it's called Prehistoric Forest in Michigan. I'm thinking about going up there one time, just take a drive, spend a day, and see. It's a little trip for me, but see if I can get in there and take some photos just to see the dinosaurs. Something to do. But those postcards that I showed you are starting to they keep growing. They're not massive amount of money they sell for, but they do pretty well. The topic today was dinosaur postcards. Does anybody out there have dinosaur postcards? A lot of them and stuff. Have they done well? Leave it in the comments. but I wouldn't pass them up. I would always look at the dinosaurs. There's so many postcards out there that you can do. It's amazing that you can just throw them up there. Throw 100 dinosaur postcards up that you paid $10 for, and you're going to sell them for $5 to $10, $12 a piece. That's $500. Whatever. What else can you do? Yeah, you might have to sit on them a little longer than most things. They don't turn over as fast, but I wouldn't pass them up. Dinosaurs. Who knew? Chris does. Boulder Grove Pickers. Now we're going to get into this section. No poll today. No talks about any of the polls I did, because I got a lot of show and tell. A lot of people have been sending me stuff, and I've been putting it in my little folder. It's called Show and Tell New, and people have sent me some really good stuff here. And so keep sending stuff to me for the show and tell section. This is about what you guys send to me. I have added a couple things today that I found, but I like seeing what you guys. It's not all about me. I like, if you have something new that you found, big haul. Is it you had a great sale, you sold a $500 postcard? You don't want to give all your honey holes away and stuff like that, but if you have something that's sold and you like to share, just send it to contact@AspenPostcards.com, and I'll see if I can use it. And if I do, I will let you know in an email what video it's in and when it's scheduled. And if I don't, just hit me back up. There might have been a reason why I didn't use it yet. Sometimes I try to wait until I get 3 or 4 of these, and I got 6. I better get these out there. But the first one is Dan, Old Buffalo. He's a historian for a lighthouse. He lives in a touristy place that we're going to talk about here, and he created some postcards. We went back and forth over the last year, me and Dan, about the lighthouse. He told me about the postcards, and I asked him if he could send them, and he said, yeah, go ahead and use them, and he sent these to me. So I'm going to show you these postcards that he did, and I also look at the back, how he created it to look like an older postcard. But here's his little comment to me when he sent this to me. Mark, here are the postcards that I have made. I live in a touristy town, and Battery Point Lighthouse, along with the Redwoods, are the main attractions during the summer months. I am a tour guide here, and many times I spend the night there. It has been voted one of the top 10 most haunted lighthouses. And you're spending the night there, Dan? But the spooks never bother me. He never got spooked. I designed the background of the postcards to look like an older card. So he's created these postcards. Now, if you look at that one postcard, it's like this thing's on like a hill out in the ocean. So my question to Dan was, how do you get there? Do you have to take a boat? Whatever. He said during low tide, they walk over. You can walk over. That's the only time you can get over there, is when you walk over. And it is kind of a bigger place there. So he does tours. And he said the wave there is not that bad. It has to be way bigger than that to cause any type of, could cause an issue. So those waves are not that bad on that one postcard. But I thought that postcards are really neat, Dan. Thanks for sharing. If anybody's got any questions, put it in the comments for Dan about that lighthouse. I'm sure he could tell us a lot. Also, Dan sent me something. He just wanted to share with me that I was talking one time in a recent video that people don't read the info in the main part of the listing. And here's his first neutral that he got that he can remember. It's funny now, but not then. So basically, here it is. It was the person wrote a neutral feedback. It was my mistake. So it was their mistake. I thought I was getting a box of cereal, so I was disappointed. So he bought the wrong thing. It was his problem, and he still put a neutral in. So that's my feedback to me. I don't really care too much about it. I don't look at it as I look at it sometimes, but I'm not really that concerned about it. Everybody has an opinion. But basically the thing Dan was selling was a 1953 Ralston Instant Regular Hot Wheat Cereal Vintage print ad in capital bold letters. And this person thought they were getting a box of cereal. Who would eat a vintage box of cereal? So it is funny now, Dan, but I could tell you, yeah, when you got that back. But I wouldn't worry about neutrals, even negatives, see if you can get them taken off. If not, I've carried them. I haven't got one right now, but I'm about due. Someone isn't going to like something, or they're fishing for a refund or something like that. So I don't put a lot of stake anymore. That's older eBay stuff when feedback was really big, but they've dumbed it down. Even on YouTube, they've dumbed stuff down. You don't want, if you're in the 98%, 99%, and you get one person saying something was wrong, is it really that bad? No. If you have 1 thumbs down on a video, is that bad? No. It doesn't play into anything. They try to get into your head. So, but thanks for sharing those two things, Dan. Then Mark sent these to me, and these are creepy. You ask me, they're creepy. That's how I think of it. But these are postcards of a bunch of babies and a lady. I think it's a foreign card the way she's dressed. But I'm going to go ahead and show these 3 cards to you while I read his comment to me. He said, Mark, looking through some cards today, and I thought this might make an interesting topic for you. Multiple babies. I can add to that, multiple creepy babies. I have attached a few examples for you to see. They are pretty weird and definitely politically incorrect today. Have a good one, Mark. I mean, look at those. There's babies on a fishing pole, babies by a well, babies hanging from trees. So this is the type of stuff I'm looking for. I've never seen these cards, but how would eBay allow this out there? I think they would. It's a drawing. It's not really a photo of a baby, but let me know what you think. Would you list these postcards? And if so, for what? Or if anybody knows anything more about the multiple creepy baby postcards. Thanks, Mark, for sharing. Then I got this through. This wasn't come through show and tell. This came in through an eBay message. I have a postcard out there, and it's for Administration Building, Kewaunee Boiler Corporation's Kewaunee, Illinois. I got a message about this card, and I had this card for like $12.65 is what I got listed. He said the buildings pictured on this card were destroyed in an arson fire Saturday evening. I got this message like Sunday or Monday. They served as the office administration buildings for the Kewaunee Boiler Company when it was still in business. I wrote back, I said, so these just burned down this Saturday? And he wrote back and said, fire was this weekend, started by several teenagers about 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, and small fires yet this morning. Sad loss of a beautiful building that the local historical society had hoped to save. He didn't buy the card. It's still out there, but this just tells you when there was an issue like this, a fire or something got destroyed or someone passes away, where did they go? They went to eBay and looked it up, and they found this thing. He was probably looking for photos and stuff too. But I just wanted to share with you that people do go look eBay with terms, and he found this and let me know. Thanks. And Chris, a resident dinosaur doctor, has sent me a few good things on there, and I appreciate it, Chris, for your participation in the channel and your humor. He sent these. These are light switch covers, and I'll show them to you. And I got a little clip here he did with that. It'll be straight up and down, but I'll show it to you. Hey Mark, here's another one that I don't think I've ever seen in your videos before. A light switch cover postcard. No, I have never done that, and I don't think, I can't remember even seeing these. Does not appear to be a high dollar novelty card, but it is fun. He's listing his at $9.99 for starts, and we'll see how it does. Did it do anything, Chris? Have you sold it yet? It doesn't stay on the light switch well. Best, Chris, Bowley Grove Pickers. It's George H. Bush with a hole for the light switch, and you put it on your cover, and you can do both sides in front and back of there. And then here's a little clip from Chris to show how the light switch works when you turn it off and on. Yeah, so it doesn't stay on real well. I don't remember seeing this. He's correct. I would say this is a novelty card. Things like this is what I'm looking for show and tell. Just things out of the norm that we do every day. So if you see this card, it's a light switch card. Thanks, Chris. Now here's one I found, and I've had it in my. I saved the link, and I'll put the link in the description. But I love the Pony Express. It wasn't around long. It really wasn't. But I liked the story of the Pony Express, and I found this, and it was a link to CNN is where it's going to. But this is an envelope, the Pony Express envelope link. It's a rare envelope from the 1860s that only one ever sent to Vermont by the fabled Pony Express. It's going up for auction this month. Bids will start at $2,500 but it's anyone's guess how high a price might go or who sent the letter, which is long gone. There's a little story about this you might want to go out and check about Pony Express. It's a really neat story. And I'll put the link in the description so you can just click on it. But I thought I would share that link to that story. Then I got this one from Andy. I don't know if this postcard that I'm going to show you, was it made like this or did someone write this? I think the way I read it, Andy, is someone wrote this because it's kind of personal to the person. And it was signed The Blue Mouse. The Blue Mouse. That would be a great name for somebody on YouTube or something like that, so grab it. If the Blue Mouse is not out there, grab it. But I showed you the front and back of the card here while I read Andy's description of this. It says, "Hi Mark, here's a postcard that you are welcome to share if you'd like. I have not been able to find out any information about it or track down another one that even looks close to it." That's why I think it was handwritten. Great handwriting. "I have written to you a few times but never really introduced myself. I am a reseller due to my husband being a collector many years ago. He is no longer interested in the cards and I thought I would pick through a few and see if they were worth selling. Now I'm completely hooked. Welcome aboard. I love the cards, the history, the messages, and learning new things. I have been selling on eBay premium postcards for almost a year and you have been a big part of my journey. Thanks, Andy. Glad if you can pick out anything I do and it helps you, it would be great. This is a crowded field and you are so generous with your knowledge." Yeah, I would call it knowledge is experience. Things I just basically try to show people what I do. And as I learn, I share it. And I'm glad you like it. And I'm glad you're sharing this with us. I like that you promote this as a community. Yeah, I want to make it where everybody has a voice and show things and stuff like that. Not just me. I'm not the master of all this postcard stuff. I'm an average retired postcard seller. And that's really all I want to be, is be the best average postcard seller with the best average sales and best average profits that eBay has. That's my goal. I'm curious. She has a question for everybody. I'm curious, are there many female sellers out there? Now I can tell you on YouTube, it's predominantly men. I think it's 70% men watch the video and 30% female. That's the only thing I have for any kind of gender, is what it shows me, and it's whoever signed into YouTube. So it's 70-30 men, 70% women, 30 on the YouTube channel. But for resellers, if any women resellers out there, let Andy know. Know that if you could. But Julie Norman, Julie has a channel over there. You want to check her out. She does good stuff on postcards and some other ephemera stuff. And she's sold some pretty high dollar cards in the last year or so. Julie Norman is the only female I see doing YouTube. I think there's Paper and Moose, a few other people, not a lot of postcard ones only. There's other resellers that will throw ephemera up and stuff like that, but I think it was Paper and Moose or something. Like Rusty, I think, did one. He was a guy. I can't think of anybody, just postcard channels. Daniel, then you got Cameron, Parker's Postcards. Yeah, those are just ones that just popped in my head. Sorry if I missed anybody, it's just popping in my head. Maybe a good poll question. Sure, again, thanks for all you do, Andy. Thank you, and I think that postcard was handwritten. Does anybody know? Take a look at it. I'll blow it up here one more time. It seems personal to me. But that's show and tell. Just went through 6 ones real quick. I go through these quick, so I try to, when I get them, I put them in my folder that say show and tell new that I haven't done, and then when I get 3 or 4 I try to do it, and I had 6 things in there. I said I better get these out, and people sent these to me. So just anything that you have you want to share and show, I'll send it to me and I'll take a look and see if I can use it. I might reword something or something like that. Just send it to contact@smpostcards.com and I'll take a look at it. Oh, sold the postcard. It was Faculty Center, Virginia, Polytechnic Institute, Blacksburg, Virginia, $4.75. Not bad. Viewer comments. I got 6 comments here, but some are pretty quick. These come from email, YouTube, eBay, different places. If you leave it in YouTube comment, I expect that I take that as being public because your name's on it, so like that. But if you want to send me something personal, just send it to that contact@smpostcards address. If I haven't got back to you, send it again. I'm pretty good about getting back to everybody, and I haven't lost anything. I don't have any rules in there and stuff like that. I just take a look at each message that comes in. The first comment was, "Hey Mark, The postcard with the corner missing reminds me of a postcard I bought once. This is from Gary, Postcard Shack. He must have saw a video and I had a postcard. I think it was during the auction video when I went to Indiana and spent a lot of money on auctions. There was a corner missing. The seller told me he forgot in this description to note a corner was missing. I told him I know, and I am looking for the missing corner too. And he's still looking for it. So yeah, whenever there's a corner tear, there's a tear in the top or something like that, something that I always put that in this condition statement treatment above my boiler standard condition statement, just so people get an idea. There's a crease or something like that. It'll still sell a lot of times. It just, you gotta let the people know. But thanks, Gary. Then Lynn, Frugal Grandma, great info as usual. I have a listing question and not related to the video. When you've bought lots of postcards, do you list everything that is in good condition, even those with below average sell-through rate? Beside those you already have plenty of, such as Niagara Falls. Sure. When I buy postcards, I kind of do a real quick look and see any glitter, foreign, or real damaged ones. Otherwise, they just go through the scanner. And I have a stack on my desk right here that I'm going through right now. They're all different varieties. I don't do a lot of sorting. I'm not a big sorter. So I don't sort beforehand. I just look through like that to see if there's anything that's going to cause an issue with the scanner and damaged. And then as I list, I go through each card. And if I get to a card like this, Plymouth Rock, I'm not going to list that. I have enough Plymouth Rock. It goes in the flea market bucket. Pilgrim's Islands here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I got a dozen of these cards. It's one listing, 12 things, or I can do one listing, 6, and throw the other 6 in the bucket if it's just an average card. Why take up box space for something that's going to sit a little longer? So I make a decision on each time. So I'm not a big sorter. I'm not going to go through and just pick out all the good cards and get my money back. I just work in the queue. So those cards came in, I put them over here. Now I spent a lot of money at that auction in Indiana, so I am going to do those first. They got bumped up to the queue because I need to recoup some of that money back that I took out of the account to pay for that. But most of the time when I buy 12-cent cards, 10-cent cards at auction, spend $300, it just goes in the box. I scan them, make a folder, and I put them in the box, and I just work through them. Now if I get Halloween cards I pay up on, stuff like that, they go to the front of the queue. I want to get them out there, but mostly average cards I just work as they come in. It could be 6 months before I get to some cards. You just got to buy them when you see them. Thanks, Lynn. Harbor Shop, where do you find these auctions? This was about that auction in Indiana too. Being textile, I don't have any, or haven't seen any. Is there a site list? There's the site I use to find live auctions is auctionzip.com, and I'll put it down here. Just put in, create an account, or you can just go search with your zip code, and you can put 50 miles, 100 miles, 200 miles, 75 miles, whatever, around a circle, and it'll tell you where they are, what day it is. HiBid is one that does online too. AuctionZip has online auctions as well. They'll show you. But those are the two that I look at on there. Or when I do go to an auction, you'll see signs up in there about different auctions as well. But most of them use AuctionZip is where I find them. Thanks, Harbor. Then Three Wheeler always got a good comment for me about the video. Thank you for the good video. We know where to find Frankfort, Indiana postcard. Yeah, I have a lot of those. I have a lot of the libraries, post offices. I bought a lot. Paid up too. Good video of driving to the auction. I did the River Road drive. I like down there. Let's see another video of January icy driving conditions with some fishtailing and drifting soon. Have a great weekend. I will do that, three-wheeler. I'll go down the same road in the winter. When one of the worst snowstorms after they clear the road, I'll go down there. And I told them I'd do a few donuts and stuff like that. And also the tow truck picking me up. And the airbag going off. But that road, the ice does come up on there and stuff like that. So I definitely will do that. When it gets to be winter, I'll take my truck. No problem. 4-wheel drive and stuff down in there. And we'll see what it looks like. We'll take a winter drive along the river. It's pretty neat to see the ice jams. When the ice all jams up or comes up, it's pretty cool. And if you stay out there and sit along the bank there, you don't want to be on it. I grew up by the river, so I kind of stay away from it in the winter. you'll hear the crackling and crinkling and stuff like that. But always be careful on ice, on rivers and anywhere else. You never know, never. Then Jim Lloyd asked a question. Any plans on attending the York show in the future? York has one of the largest postcard shows in the nation, York, Pennsylvania, every year, November. I've never been to it. For me, from Illinois to there, it's a good drive. I'd have to break it up in things and spend the nights and stuff. So there is a cost to me. Say I spend $2,000 with food, lodging, driving, going back and forth, or even flying a rental car and flying back, shipping stuff back and stuff. Am I going to find $2,000 worth of postcards there? Probably. But really, it would be to go to meet people. You know, Joe from Mary Martin, I met him out at Brimfield. I would love to talk to Joe again. Some other people I know would meet up out there. So it might be more for that than buying $2,000 postcards. I think it would be just to go out and do something. Kind of like I did that auction, just something different to do. So I have it penciled in for 2024. As it gets closer, I'll see if I want to do it. So it's still in pencil. Thanks, Jim. Then Boldly Grow Pictures Chris said he was chuckling while watching the video of the auction, the high-priced Indian auction. This is not his usual cost of goods. Nice selection. Yeah, it was. I usually don't pay this much for stuff. I am partial to Halloween cards with hat and Halloween Zeppelins. I went through and I did list a lot of those cards. By the time this video comes out, some might sell. But this turned out to be a keyhole. It's got a keyhole behind it. If you look behind her on there, there's a keyhole on there. It's a keyhole series Halloween card. This didn't turn out to be much. This one, there was a couple in here. Let me see if I can find it. This turned out to be a Helen Clapsaddle. That's her signature there. This one is actually a Tux Halloween series postcard. Is what that Halloween card turned out to be. And then this one was another Clapsaddle, artist Clapsaddle card from that auction. I still, by the time I'm recording this video, I still have these cards, but that's what they ended up being. Better than on some of them than I thought. So, but I have those in my store. But thanks again to everybody for participating on all the stuff I do, and keep sending those show and tell things up. And don't forget about the dinos, the dinosaurs. And if anybody sells some good dinosaurs, send it in to show and tell. Everybody would love to see that. Everybody likes dinosaurs. But that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching, and here's some fish. Bye.